مرحبا. هذا حرف الباء. This is our first letter of the Arabic alphabet. I hope you're excited. So follow along with me. Remember the reminders about making sure that you really watch as I'm writing the different shapes of the letter. Okay. صفحة, we're on page 2 of our notebook now. صفحة 2. اسم الحرف, name of the letter. اسم الحرف باء. So again, if you don't have this notes template in front of you, you're just doing your best to copy the format as best as you can. I would pause the video and make the chart like I had talked about in the previous video. And then we will do our best to copy the format and just write words instead of the pictures as needed. Okay? اسم الحرف, the name, باء. Repeat after me. قولوا معي. باء. باء. So a really important thing to note is that this is the name of the letter, but it's not its sound, right? For example, in English, we have names of letters that are not the same as the sound they make. Like the letter K, for example. Its name is K, but the sound it makes is K. Right? So it's the same in Arabic. The name of the letter usually contains the sound of the letter, but it's not the same thing. So ism al-harf, the name of this letter is ba. That's how you spell out its name. Okay, in transliteration, which is writing Arabic words in the Latin alphabet, we write it like this, ba. Okay, so I would do my best to copy that and also write the transliteration. Okay, صوت الحرف b. B. Its sound is b, as in bat, or any b word that you would like to use. Okay? هو social, it's a social letter, so just write the word social if you don't have this notes template. So remember that means it connects to the letter after it. وهو مش جني, it's not a جني letter. Just write that down. We don't have to worry about what that means yet. تمام. وشكل الحرف. We'll come back to this. This is a mnemonic to help us remember the shape and sound together. So let's come back to this in a second. Okay? في البداية. So we're going to do the shapes now. في البداية is in the beginning shape. Okay? Remember, this is super important. You need to follow along with exactly the way I write the letter in the video. Okay, so you're taking your notes right now, you're following along exactly the way you see my pen moving is how you're moving your pen as well. تمام? في البداية. So this letter should sit right on the line. It has a little tooth, that's a made-up word that I call this a tooth. Up about a quarter of the way up the line, right? Remember, this is a dotted line to show the middle of the line that we're writing on. It should sit right on the line, the bottom part of it, so like that. Oh, it's hard for me to see on here where I'm writing exactly. It should sit right flat on the line like that one. And then there's a dot underneath it. Okay? B. B. That's a little too diagonal. Tamam? This shouldn't be a direct right angle. Okay, it should be a little bit curved typically, just because it's faster to write that way. So a little bit curved like that. B. And it's just a dot, okay? But make it a noticeable dot, not just a tiny little dot. Okay, في النص, in the middle. في النص, so we start on the line here. We go up and back down on the same spot and then over to the left and put a dot. Okay? Notice how there's a tail on both sides here because this is in the middle, right? So this letter is never going to sit by itself like this. In the middle of a word, this tail will connect to the social letter that came before it, and this tail will connect to the letter that comes after it because ba, this letter, is a social letter. Okay, so that's why there's a tail in the beginning form too, right? Because it's ready to connect to the letter after it. Tamam? B. Practice this shape a few times. Notice how I'm retracing the same line for this tooth that comes upward. Okay, I'm not making a big V shape, I'm retracing the exact same line. Okay, and putting a dot. The dot can be a little to the right or around the center here. It should not be over here on this side of the tooth, okay? It needs to be over here somewhere, okay? في النهاية, the end shape. So in this case, we're coming from a social letter, but then this is the last letter in the word. So it's at the end of the word, right? Notice how both of these, what I call teeth, the parts that go upward off the line, are equal in height. Okay, and we're doing it from right to left, the whole letter from right to left. And we do the base shape of it, and then we add the dot after, right? You probably noticed that already with the other shapes. Okay. Time out, that should just be a straight line here, sorry. Okay. وأخيرا, lastly, لوحده, the independent shape. So this is what the letter looks like by itself. So this should be two equal teeth up, and it should sit right directly on the line. تمام. B. والكلمة. So here we're going to write a word that contains this letter. For now, it's going to have one letter in it that we don't know. So just do your best to copy what I'm writing, okay? Now I'm going to have a little trouble putting these dots because I'm toward the bottom of my screen here, but hopefully you can see. They should be just like they are here. It's a beginning form ba and independent form ba, right? Okay, so this word is bab. Bab. I'll write it one more time. Bab. So write that word once. باب يعني بالإنجليزي, in English, باب يعني door. باب يعني door. تمام? So you know how to write your first word in Arabic. باب. Okay? Last thing we want to add in here is شكل الحرف, the shape of this letter, our mnemonic for helping us remember. So what I like to do is just remember it very simply by the fact that there's a dot on the bottom, okay? Sometimes people will say like ball. Imagine that the dot is a ball below, okay? Ball below, okay? Imagine this dot is a ball and it's below some bowl or basket or something. Ball below a basket, we'll put. Okay, if you have something else creative, great. Put whatever is something that connects to you and will help you remember. Just remember that the idea is we're associating the shape, something about the shape of the letter, with the sound it makes. So notice I chose 3 words that start with B because this letter sounds like B. Okay? Tamam. Mabrouk. Congratulations. You know your first letter in Arabic. Get ready to practice lots and lots. مع السلامة.